Luke, so good to see you. We start with a very important and common question. Should you tap your retirement accounts to pay off your mortgage? A lot of people want to go into retirement debt-free, which is why paying off your mortgage becomes a common financial goal. But before you write the final check, you recommend crunching the numbers and thinking through some unforeseen consequences. So let's do that. Should you want to even pay off your mortgage when you go into retirement?
So painting with a very broad brush on that question, I would say no, not without at least thinking about it critically first.
Right. I know it's a tough calculation because there's a lot that goes into it, but how do you balance the numbers with the emotional component of people who just really want to have this paid off?
Yeah, so the simple math on it, I suppose, would be when you were able to finance your home or refinance your home and what your interest rate is.
Yeah.
Breaking any news by saying that interest rates, especially in the mortgage space, have really increased here in the past handful of years. And so if your average returns on your retirement investments are outpacing what your interest rate is in your mortgage, depending on what the balances are, which we can help you with, it may make sense for you to just continue to take small distributions to pay your house off over time.
Especially if you were one of the lucky ones who locked in a 3% mortgage, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's say though that I come into your office and I say, hey, Luke, I am going to sleep better if I pay off my mortgage. I see this great big bucket of money, which is my retirement account. When, if ever, should I tap that money to pay off my mortgage?
Yeah, there's certainly a big emotional piece that's built into all of this, which I think is maybe this old thought that you need to have. You need to have your mortgage paid off before you get into retirement, because you do look at it as a long-term liability, and that's what it is on paper. But really, a bigger concern in most retirement plans would be taking sizable distributions early on in retirement. That's where you'll see a lot of people get themselves into trouble because they can no longer make return on that investment that they had. And then the other side of it would be you have to weigh what the other consequences are of your distributions. If you're a person that's been saving almost exclusively into a traditional 401k or IRA,
Right.
you have to understand what the taxes are going to be to take that
Mhm.
out. You may need to distribute $130,000 to pay off a mortgage that's got a $100,000 balance.
Right. So let's kind of drill down into some of those pitfalls that a lot of people may not be aware of. Primarily, again, as you mentioned, large withdrawals from retirement accounts, especially if they're tax deferred, can create tax issues, reduce liquidity, and even increase Medicare premiums.
Yeah, so with IRMA brackets and tax brackets, income brackets as they sit now, those are all things that you need to be aware of. You can end up costing yourself extra premium dollars or extra tax dollars by taking sizable distributions early on in retirement, which makes the give and the take of paying off the mortgage maybe even more of a separation between the two and a more obvious answer to what is the right way to go.
I understand there are these pitfalls and the numbers may say one thing, but Luke, how do you talk through that as a goal with clients if this is something that means a lot to them, paying off their mortgage?
Yeah, there are certainly times where people have non-negotiable goals, right? And they may feel more emotionally stable going into retirement if they have reached those goals that they have set out on paper. So if paying your house off and having your mortgage gone is one of those, we will work it out. We'll do our best to make that work in the most tax efficient way,
Mhm.
and make sure that you feel comfortable as you go on to that next stage.
Right. The important part is sitting down, crunching the numbers, because that also may change how you feel about it. So, Luke, if somebody would like to do that with you, talk through when, how, or if to pay off their mortgage, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, they can find us on our website. It's ewgretire.com, and they can schedule right there on our homepage, or they can call us at 937-498-1128. Believe it or not, this is a popular discussion. So we
Mhm.
several times, and we'd be happy to crunch the numbers and walk through it with you.
Right. Really important. Luke, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.